Hello, grade fours. Today we are learning social science, learning from leaders, good leader qualities using Mandela and Gandhi as examples. What are learning outcomes? The first one would be to identify good qualities of a leader looking at the life of Mandela and Gandhi. And second one would be to compare Mandela and Gandhi leader qualities at their lifetime. The third would be also compare the similarities between Mandela and Gandhi. And the fourth would be to justify Mandela and Gandhi leader qualities using a case study. What are leader qualities? A good leadership is the ability to guide and influence people to a goal. Good leaders should have the following qualities. They work well with the team, they have courage, they're very brave, they show wholehearted commitment to others, and they listen to people. They work good for the good and the sake of the people. They will give up something to help others. They show wholehearted commitments to their beliefs. Now, let's look at these two case studies of Mandela and Gandhi. Let's start with Mandela. Read with me. Nelson Mandela was a lawyer. Oliver Tambo worked with Nelson Mandela, and they helped people in South Africa who were suffering because of the country's unfair laws. Oliver Tambo said this about his work. Every time Nelson and I went to court, every time he would visit the prisoners, and we would remember the suffering of our people. Nelson Mandela became a lawyer so that he could help people who were suffering because of the country's law. Why did Nelson Mandela spend so many years in prison? Until 1994, only white people were allowed to vote. The government made laws that separate white people from other people of other races. This was a time of apartheid. Nelson Mandela said apartheid was wrong. He organized protests against apartheid. He was arrested with other leaders, and the whole world demanded the release, since his only crime was wanting freedom, fairness in South Africa. He was released in February 1990. In 1994, all people of South Africa voted a new government and voted Nelson Mandela as President of South Africa. Madiba retired as President in 1999, and he used his qualities as leader to raise money for charities, including the Nelson Mandela Foundation Fund. He helped to bring 2021 FIFA World Cup to South Africa. That was the life of Nelson Mandela. Now let's look at the life of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was born in Puttabad in India in 1869. He got married at the age of 13. He went to study to become a lawyer in England at the age of 19 years old. Gandhi moved to Johannesburg, South Africa to work as a lawyer, and he opened a law office in 1903. He set up a special group of Indian ambulance workers in the South African War between British and the Boers. Gandhi organized many peaceful protests against unfair segregation laws that were against Indian and black people. Gandhi's way of protesting is called Satyagraha. In English, it means quiet protest. He returned to India, where he continued his style of protest against British rule. India became independent from Britain in 1947, but the new independent India still had problems. People of different religions fought with each other, and Gandhi said to the people they should tolerate each other's religion. And in 1948, he was assassinated for wanting fairness and equality in his country. Let's look at the similarities between Nelson Mandela, the life of Nelson Mandela. First, he was a lawyer, he was a community leader, and he was a human rights activist, someone who stood up and fought for a purpose, which in this case is human rights. Mahatma Gandhi was also a lawyer, he was a community leader, and also a human rights activist. Now, let's compare leader qualities from the case study. State if yes or no on the leaders having these qualities. If yes, justify the statement from the case study. He works well in a team. Yes, he's organized protest against apartheid. He was arrested with other leaders, that is Nelson Mandela. Mahatma Gandhi, yes, he does work well in a team because he organized many peaceful protests against unfair segregation laws that were against Black and Indian people. He works for the good of others. Yes, Nelson Mandela became a lawyer so that he can help people who were suffering because of the country's laws. For Gandhi, yes, he set up a special group of Indian ambulance workers in South African war. So that's your homework. Find these qualities within the case studies about both leaders and assess it with yourself. In summary, what have we learned? We learned the 7 qualities that makes a good leader, the similarities between Mandela and Gandhi as lawyers, human rights and activists, and community leaders. They both obtained leader qualities. And that's the end of my lesson. Thank you so much for joining me in this lesson. See you later, my bright stars.